Hey guys, happy Thursday. So you guys know the deal. Watch the video, right? You'll take the notes and then you'll have class activity at the end. Now again, I'll do my best to tell you guys what to copy down, what to not copy down, and then where to pause, where to play. All right. So make sure you guys follow along. So the warm up here, guys, it's basically a review of what we did yesterday. So again, take a second, pause the video right here, and then when you're ready to go, hit play, and we'll go through it together. All right. So yesterday again, we pretty much are at the point where you guys are solving uh, the hardest kind of multi-step equations we can give you guys in Algebra 1. So again, so let's solve the following equation. Now you're going to notice it has pretty much everything thrown at you. I see parentheses, so let's get rid of that. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times negative 5m is negative 25m. And that is equal to, bring everything else right back down, right? That's the first thing you should have done. Always take care of distribution first. All right, the next thing I notice, well, I mean, combine like terms. Can I combine anything on the left? No, this is a 5. This is a negative 25m. Not like terms on the right. M and a minus 21. I can't combine those guys. But I do realize that I have variables on both sides. All right, so my job here is to kick one of those guys over to the other side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the minus 25. What's the opposite of minus 25? We say plus 25m plus 25m. 25 m's will cancel out. You drop down your 5, and that is equal to 25 m's plus one more m here gives you 26 m minus 21. All right. Now this becomes a two-step equation. Now it's a little backwards, but we can still work it out. Notice I have my variable right here, so I need to get rid of the minus 21. So we're going to do plus 21 plus 21. 5 and 21 gives you 26. Now we have 26 is equal to 26m, right? Some of you guys can already do this in your head. Divide both sides by 26. Divide both sides by 26. We get 26 divided by 26, which is 1. 1 is equal to m, and there you have it. All right, so today's lesson, guys, we're just going to have slight variations of it. So again, copy down that title, Solving Multi-Steps Equations, Day 2. When you're ready to go, let's move on here. All right, so today's objective, guys, it's honestly the same thing. Solving multi-step equations, we pretty much covered all the main topics. Distributive property, combining like terms, variables on both sides, two-step equations. So again, all that's going to get thrown into just kind of one giant problem and slight variations of it. All right, so let's try this one together. So again, you are working this out in your notes. All right, we're going to begin here. Again, and immediately go after the distribution. We see parentheses. Let's take care of that. 4 times x is 4x. Now that's going to be a positive 4x, so don't forget the plus. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. I'm going to drop down my equal sign here. Drop down the 2 in the front. That was 2 plus 4. Okay. Now that I have this, again, ask yourself, once distribution is done, take a look at both sides of your equal sign. On the right-hand side, there's nothing to combine, no like terms. But on the left-hand side, I notice that there's a 2 and a negative 4. I can't combine the 4x with the 2 or the 4x with the negative 4 because, again, that variable is not allowing me. So the 2 and the minus 4, how do I combine them? Well, remember, you don't have to do the plus 4. You're not doing it to both sides. It's on the same side. So you're literally just going to regroup those. If you had 2 and I took away 4, you end up with negative 2. Now, again, I'm still going to drop down my 4x. And all this is still equal to 22. All right, next thing that I have to do is I'm going to add 2 to both sides. Plus 2 cancels out. 4x is equal to 24. Last thing that I have to do here, guys, divide both sides by 4. Divide both sides by 4. X is equal to 6. And there we have it. All right, so again, notice, guys, it's just slight variations. Distributive property, we saw the first thing. Again, combine like terms. We had like terms on the left-hand side here, the 2 and the negative 4. And again, what does it say? It says 2 and that says minus 4, so you actually are going to end up subtracting them. So be careful with your signs. All right, guys, you know the drill at this point right here. I need you guys to pause the video, and you're only going to pick one, either standard met or beyond standard. All right, when you're ready to go, hit play, and we'll run through both of these together. All right, so let's get started with the standard met one here. Again, I'm going to attack that distributive property. 3 times 4x, that is going to give me positive 12x. What's 3 times negative 7? That is a negative 21. Careful with your signs. Drop down the equals 3, and don't forget about this guy chilling out front. This is a 14x that I also have to bring down. All right. Now let's go ahead and take a look at both sides of my equal sign. On the right, I can't combine the 3 with anything. On the left, though, I have a 14x and I have a positive 12x. Those are like terms. Both of those share the same variable. So I'm just going to regroup them. Well, if you had 14x's and I added 12x's, that's going to give me 26x. The minus 21 is just going to drop down. That's equal to 3. All right, next thing I have to do, this is just a two-step equation. So we're going to do plus 21 on both sides. 26x is equal to 24. Last thing that I have to do here is divide both sides by 26. Divide by 26. Now I can't divide it, so x is equal to 24 over 26, but we can actually do better than that. Okay, what number divides both of these values? Now I'm just going to divide by 2. Start small. If it doesn't work out, I can do this whole process all over again, and it's all right. X is equal to 24 divided by 2. That's going to be 12. 26 divided by 2, that's going to be 13. And that's it. Actually, I can't take that any further. It's 12 over 13. All right, guys, for the beyond standard, be very, very, very careful with this one. I know we want to distribute the 3, but it's not just a 3. What kind of 3 is that going to be? That is a negative 3. That minus sign acts as a negative. So it's negative 3 times 5. Well, that's negative 15. That negative is what throws off most students here, so be careful. Negative 3 now times a negative 3x. That's going to give me positive 9x. Let me drop down the 11x. Let me drop down my equals negative 25. All right. Now again, let me change the colors here so we can see each step of the way. So first step was distributive property. Okay. Let's break this apart. On the right-hand side, I got nothing this time. On the left, what like terms? Well, I see that I have an 11x. I can't combine it with the negative 15. That does not have a variable, but I can combine it with the positive 9x. So 11x's and positive 9x's together, those guys will give me 20x. Don't forget about that minus 15. Carry that guy down. Equals negative 25. All right, I got a two-step equation right here. What can I do next? I'm going to say plus 15 to both sides. These guys will cancel out. You get 20x is equal to negative 25 plus 15. Different signs, so I have to subtract those. I'm going to get 10. Now you want to take the sign of the much larger one, so this is actually going to be a negative 10. So again, if you put positive 10, watch out. Last thing that I have to do here, I'm going to divide both sides by 20. Divide by 20. X is equal to negative 10 over 20. But again, just like this one over here, ask yourself, can I reduce that fraction a little bit more? What can I divide the top and the bottom by? And again, start small. If it doesn't simplify all the way, we can do this whole process one more time. I'm going to think of 2 here. Negative 10 divided by 2. That is going to be negative 5. There it is. 20 divided by 2 is going to give us 10. And it's like, oh man, all right, maybe 2 wasn't the biggest number. I know that I can still take this one step further, divide the top and the bottom this time by 5. Well, x is going to equal negative 5 divided by 5 is negative 1. 5 divided by 5 is just 2. So this equals negative 1/2. Now again, at the beginning, I could have actually divided by 10 and by 10 and gotten that same answer, right? But it's all right. We can break it up into the smaller process just so it's easier to grasp here. All right, guys. Last one here before we jump into the class activity. Pause the video. Okay, try either the standard met or the beyond standard. Now, for the beyond standard, be very careful what's actually sitting right here. This is not just a negative. You're not going to distribute the 8x into both of these guys. There's actually an imaginary something here that we have to distribute. All right, so pause the video. When you're ready to go, hit play. All right, first let's start off with standard met here. Again, I got a negative 6 times 2x. Well, that's going to give me negative 12x. Negative 6 times 1, that gives me negative 6. Now the 4 just comes right back down, equals 26 comes back down. So first things first, distributive property as always. Okay, draw your line, separate the both sides. Anything that I can combine on the right? No. On the left though, I see that I got a negative 6 and a positive 4. Those are like terms. Those are just integers. So negative 6 and a positive 4. The signs are different right there. So I know I'm going to have to subtract this and take the sign of the larger one. This is actually going to combine to give us a negative 2 or a minus 2. let me drop down not just a 12, but a negative 12x. It's all equal to now 26. All right, this is a two-step equation. We should be able to do this in our sleep. Let's add 2 to both sides, add 2 to both sides. These guys will cancel out. I get negative 12x is equal to 28. All right, last thing I have to do here is divide both sides by negative 12, negative 12. X is equal to 28 over negative 12. But I know I can actually take this further. What's a number that I can simplify top and bottom? I'm going to go again. Why not 2? Again, if I have to do this process again, it's all right. It doesn't take very long. 28 divided by 2, that's 14. Okay, negative 12 divided by 2, it's negative 6. I can actually divide one more time, right? So again, if we would have actually taken a second to think about it, I could have divided top and bottom by 4. All right, so if I divide the 14 by the 2, that's going to give me 7. If I divide the negative 6 by 2, that gives me negative 3. All right, so again, we do want to simplify. Ask yourself whenever you have a fraction like that. All right, on the right-hand side, the beyond, this is the problem that tricks every single student all the time. I see parentheses and I want to distribute. Now, the mistake that students do is they want to distribute the 8x, but that's not what's in front of the parentheses. What's really in front of the parentheses is this negative. It's a negative 1. Okay, so again, it's not just a 1, it's a negative 1 that I have to multiply in here. Negative 1 times x is just negative 1x. Negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. Drop down your equal 17. Don't forget about this guy up front, the 8x. Okay. Let me change colors here one more time. All right, let me drop that line in between my equal sign on the right. There's nothing to combine. On the left, I see that I have 8x and a minus 1x. Those are like terms. If you had 8x's and then you took away 1x, that leaves you with 7x minus 4 is equal to 17. All right, two-step equation. Let's finish this off real quick. Let's pick right here. Going to add 4 to both sides. 4 to both sides. These guys will cancel out. You're left with 7x is equal to 21. Last thing that I have to do here is divide both sides by 7. Can I divide 21 by 7? Yeah, that actually works out nicely. That's just going to be 3 for us. All right, guys, so there you have it. Again, just slight variations of what we've been doing. Distributive property still applies. Do that first. Next thing, see if you can combine anything on the left or on the right-hand side. Okay, after that, basically they turn into just two-step equations. Think inverse operations. All right, guys, so again, that was our objective for today's solving multi-step equations using distributive property, combining like terms, and again, solving a two-step equation. All right, your class activity, guys, here it is. You're responsible for 6 problems. When you're done, my substitute has the answer key, so please go check your answers. If everything's perfect, please turn it into the inbox. All right, guys, have a great day. I will see you guys tomorrow.